Dear learner, I am Mr. Najimuddin, former British Council IELTS trainer. I had worked for 4 years at British Council as IELTS trainer, and my score was 8.5. Currently, I have joined at IBT as IELTS trainer. So I like to welcome you at our IBT. We are newly integrated IBT for challenging to help the learner to get high score in IELTS. One thing is very important to get high score in IELTS, that trainer. If you get fine trainer, if you get good help to how to get good score in IELTS, it will be more helpful to you to challenge in IELTS. For example, one thing, look at here. We know IELTS mean International English Language Testing System. It is two part. There are two part of IELTS. One is general. General, that means GT in brief, GT. General IELTS, and another is academic. Two part, general and academic IELTS. General for those who like to go settle themselves in Australia, Canada, they need general IELTS. And academic for those who like to study abroad, they need academic one. Similar category, nothing difference between general and academics. But the thing is that below 6.5 is not acceptable for majority country or for majority university or colleges. If you want to study abroad, your target should be 6.5 plus. If you are unable to get 6.5 plus, you cannot do anything with IELTS. I recommend our learner. Anyway, you can do IELTS, but choose any places or trainer who can train you to get at least 6.5 plus. For example, below 6.5 plus, no university, no country. For example, Germany now are offering a scholarship in IELTS, but their requirement is individually 6.5, at least 6.5. You must have to get at least 6.5 for study in Germany, as well in Canada, Australia. UK also they are requiring. So I recommend you anywhere you can get IELTS, but choice where you will be hard to get more than 6 point IELTS. Now look at the sum point to get more than 6.5. As we know, IELTS mean International English Language Testing System, is well known to us. Then parts of IELTS: reading. Is okay, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And that means those who are able to get good score in IELTS, you must have to gather knowledge in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Some people ask us, said, where from the listening come? Where from the reading come? Are there any textbooks? No, there is no any textbook for reading. That you have to follow this reading textbook and you will get the answer in your question. There's no such textbook or fixed thing which you are doing, studying, and you are getting good score. Same case is writing, no fixed thing. Same case in listening, no fixed things. Same case in speaking, there are no fixed thing you are going to speak. Overall thing, you have to gather knowledge of English language. If you are able to speak very spontaneously, fluency speaking, for example, fluency, speaking fluency, that means you are speaking as like a native people, and you will do well in speaking. Vocabulary, if your vocabulary is good and you can get high score. Grammar and pronunciation. Fourth thing for required for IELTS is speaking, fluency of speaking, range of vocabulary, grammar and pronunciations. Fourth thing are required. And for the listening part, if you are able to understand British and Australian pronunciation, you are okay to get good score. For example, Bangladeshi student or Asian students cannot pronounce English as British. Look at the pronunciations. Where are you now? We pronounce it, where are you now? But British people don't say. British people, where are you now? Where are you now? Why? They pronounce like this? Because British people never make sound of R rest of the word. When you pronounce that, I want to go Dhaka. The British say, I want to go Dhaka. We say, I want to go. They say, go. This is pronunciations. Correct pronunciation is very essential for your listening part. But we are unable to catch the pronunciation. Some university teachers in Bangladesh are unable to catch the British pronunciation. That's why they don't get good score in the listenings. And as well, reading same cases. Listening, some advise that listen BBC World or CNNs or other English channel. But I don't agree with them. BBC World, if you can gather good knowledge in listening BBC World or CNN to get good score. I believe that you have to know how British and Australian pronounce English. Usually, for example, if I say WOMAN, you must say this omen. This is not okay. Women. This is the pronunciation of British is women. For example, if you say oh dear, you must understand oh dear, that means hello dear, how are you? This is not like this. British people say oh dear, that means oh my God. Like this. British people don't say oh dear, doesn't mean oh my dear. We people say oh my dear. This is all not like this. Oh dear, that means oh my God. I'm afraid. British people usually say in listening part, sometime I'm afraid. It doesn't mean I'm sorry. It means I'm sorry. Doesn't mean he is afraid. He is scared. When you listen that I'm afraid in the listening part, you have to understand it means I'm sorry. So, if you know well the British pronunciation, British style of speaking, you can do well in the listening part. As you know, there is a 4th section. Are you looking for sections? There is a 4th section in the listening part, and each section you get 10 questions. Each section 10 questions. Total you have to answer 40 questions. And if your target is getting 8 score or 7+ score, you have to answer at least 30 for 7 or 35 for 8. But you can't do well of yourself if you don't get help from us. If you are trained to get good score, we train you how to get good score, how to get 8 score. And for example, one thing is pronunciations. In terms of writing test, IELTS, as you know, there are 2 tasks in writing, task 1 and task 2. In task 1, you have to write 150 words, understanding some graph, table or chart. Graph, table or chart. There are some graph in your question booklet, some table in your question booklet, what you have understand by reading the graph table, you have to write at least 150 word within 20 minutes. So limited times. And in your way of writings, where you are writing in your academic life, you can get good more than 5 points. To achieve more than 7 points or 6 points, you have to follow us. That means we recommend our learner to achieve more than 6.5 or 7 points. Don't write your sentence. Don't write simple way. That means don't write simple sentence and try to write complex or passive voice. If you have habit of writing complex sentence or passive voice, you certainly get 7+ in IELTS. No matter you are using normal word, no matter, it doesn't matter. Just try to write complex sentence and passive voice. Whatever you are going to write, you certainly get 7 points in IELTS. This is about writing test. There are 2 tests, task 1 and task 2. In task 1 you have to write about fiction for academic. In task 2 you have to write 250 word. And 250 word not for memorizing. Some Bangladeshi student remember that we just memorize some essay. But this is not like an essay, memorizing essay. You have to gather knowledge of anything, any sorts of thing of yourself. But how can you write? There are some logical point of view they require. IELTS, they require logical point of view. Remember, what is the logic? Bring the logic. Some controversial topics when you are going to write controversial one. There are some controversial one in writing task 2. When you are going to write in controversial ones, follow the logical point of view. But all thing write of yourself. Same thing you have to follow. Don't write simple rather than writing complex and passive voice. If you like to get good score, that means 7+ or 8+. Certainly you have to follow this technique and you will get 7 score. Then reading test. In our country, students are afraid about reading test because there are 3 large spaces. 3 large spaces. Spaces containing 900 word to 1200 word. 3 large spaces you have to read, which each spaces contain 900 word, 900 to 1200 word, and only 20 minutes you will be given time, both reading and answering question 1 to 13. How it is possible? I think it is quite impossible, because we have habit of reading simple passages from our class 1 to 12 class or our degree or intermediate. But in IELTS don't require. IELTS within 20 minutes you have to do both things. Read the passages, all the passages, and answer the question 1 to 13. In this case, you have to follow our techniques. We teach you some technique how to find out your answer within shortest possible times. And there are 3 passages. We have to answer 40 questions by reading 3 passages within 1 hour. So I recommend the learner, if you follow our technique, you will not be hesitated. And within 50 minutes, I assure you, within only 50 minutes, you must can answer 40 questions without mistake. But if you start reading from the beginning for each passage, I assure you, you cannot answer all the question within 1 hour. You never can answer all the questions in 1 hour. So thank you very much for the learner. I like to request you all, please, and come with us, assist with us, join with us. We will try our best to help you to get 7+ and 8+. This is our promise to you. We can help you to get 7+ and 8+. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining with us.